All right, looks like we are live. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope you all had a great 4th of July weekend. Definitely a hot one out there with plenty of sun. And today we're going to come live and do a recap of the book that I finished up last week. Had a pretty busy week, so didn't do a book review. So, going to do a book review today and on Thursday. So we'll have two of those this week, and then tomorrow we're doing a live meet the team with Demi, who is our new director of client success. We onboarded last week, and we're spending some time with as well. So, which brings me to the topic of conversation of why I read this particular book, The First 90 Days. So, as you can imagine, as you basically onboard a new employee or you are a new employee that you're onboarding within a new company, it's obviously crucial to hit things off on the ground running, but especially in that first 90 days. This book does a great job of talking about kind of both sides of expectations and kind of thought processes and things like that of both the employee as well as the company that employee is going into. So for me, it was recommended by my business coach to read this book with a key member of our team that's coming into our sales department and on the leadership team, for her to not only read it, but for me to read it as well. So she's reading it. Emily is also reading it. And then I just finished it up last week. But the thought process and the state of mind in which employees go through as they're starting at a new company, obviously there's so many different things that take place, from learning the culture and the core values to a new job and those responsibilities, to coworkers, to clients. Like there's a lot of different things, right? And so it's really important to set the expectations on the front end when you're onboarding a new employee, and to make sure that it goes as smoothly as it possibly can. In every situation, there's not going to be 100% smooth transition in anything, especially someone that is, probably not used to the culture or the things like that. So it talks about, just in general, if you are a brand new employee within the company, meaning that you came from an outside company, so you weren't promoted within, versus being promoted within, and there's all these different dynamics, right? So there's a lot of different things that this book does a great job of discussing, and it's really important to take each situation for what it is worth, and to make sure that you are setting the right expectations, that the communication is flowing back and forth, and that you're getting off on the right foot. As I mentioned, depending upon the role and depending upon if the person is coming from a promotion within or outside, there's so many different factors that you're going to have to take into consideration. And so, setting key expectations on the front end, having a very clear and concise 90 days worth of KPIs, job duties, responsibilities, all of those different things will have you set up for success in something that, for us, for example, this is a brand new role. So we kind of have an idea of what everything looks like. Well, we know now better what it looks like, but it's still going to be new. So it's an ever changing, it's an ever changing, ongoing communication type of thing, but you still have to set those expectations. You still have to set those KPIs, and you got to make sure that you guys are on the same wavelength. So there's some of the things that we're kind of going through right now that this book kind of talks about. Hey, here's how you navigate it if it's a brand new position versus a position that they had before, and that person either got promoted or fired or let go or whatever that ends up being. So there's not a clear, hey, this is the key to onboarding a brand new employee, but it gives you a lot of ideas and things to kick around and think about, because again, it is such a interesting dynamic when you are bringing on a new employee, especially in a smaller a company like ours. We have now 7 people on the Height Digital St. Louis team. So, we're growing, obviously, but each person that we bring on, we really have to make sure that they're a culture fit, have to make sure that we set them up for success, and that everything is flowing back and forth in the right direction. So we're super excited to have Demi on board, for everybody to kind of meet her tomorrow. doing a similar live. As I mentioned, kind of recapping in this book, obviously one of the main reasons why I wanted to read it and was recommended by it was obviously because of the transition we have going on right now. We'll talk a lot more about what that transition looks like and Demi's roles and responsibilities and all those different things tomorrow. So again, the first 90 days, a great book for both the employer and the employee when they're stepping into a new role and just trying to figure out the dynamics, trying to figure out communication, key expectations, etc. So hope you guys have had great starts to the week. Hope you had a great holiday weekend, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks.